Hey ladies, just remember that you can't be an actual wrestling fan. You can't appreciate it for what it is. You only like it because you like how good looking the guys are. You only like it because the guys are attractive, had big muscles, and all that. Those kind of lines and that kind of mindset is why a lot of women are afraid to admit that they're wrestling fans, or when they admit that they're wrestling fans, they get attacked for it because they're women and therefore don't have the proper brains to appreciate the athleticism, the passion, and the great sport that is professional wrestling, WWE, New Japan, or otherwise. GWF, all that stuff, and all the stuff from back in the day. And I want to make that clear. That was me attacking the male wrestling fans that dare to attack female wrestling fans just because they're women. Now, wrestling fans have been under attack for a while. Oh, you like that stuff? How can you like that stuff? That stuff's shit. That stuff's fake. Says the people that watch reality TV like Keeping Up with the Kardashians or The Bachelorette or that kind of stuff. And by the way, if you guys like those shows, you're idiots. Just kidding. You guys can like those shows all you want. The whole reason I'm doing this rant is I've seen plenty of times that I hate seeing wrestling fans attacked if they actually are appreciative of the sport of professional wrestling. Whether you came in 2014 as a fan, whether you've been a fan since the 70s and you're a lot older, whether you're like me and you became a fan as a kid and have always been a fan in one form or another, whether it wasn't always WWE but WCW or Japan or Impact or TNA, Impact, GWF Wrestling now, whatever you're a fan of, if you appreciate the athleticism of that, okay, great. And by the way, who cares if the women find some, guys attractive? Oh, darn, it's not like guys don't fawn all over the women, quite a few of the women, myself included. I fawn over women like Becky Lynch, Natty, Asuka, Bailey, I think is attractive. Emma certainly is. I'm not necessarily a fan of Sasha, but I can see why people find her attractive. I like Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. There's, Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross. There's a lot of women, and just in WWE alone, they're attractive. In GFW, Sienna and Rosemary, I think, are, attractive, but also very athletic women. Japan's had plenty of great women. Kairi Sane, I believe is what her name is. I hope I got that name right. She's from Japan. And I know that I've seen only a little bit of her stuff from Japan, but she's very, very good. She's adorable, and she's also very good in the ring, from what I've seen. But here's the whole thing: it's like a complete package of it. If you just appreciate the looks aspect of wrestlers, that's only one aspect of them. But if you're attracted to a certain wrestler, who cares? I'm sorry, I don't care if women are screaming their lungs out because they see John Cena at a show, or Seth Rollins, or Dean Ambrose, or Roman Reigns, even though, Reigns is about as interesting as two pieces of white bread. But the whole point is that if you appreciate that, but you also appreciate, oh, that was a really good move, that was that kind of stuff. I don't care if a female appreciates just the looks of it, as long as you're not assholes about it, I don't really care. But the vast majority of wrestling fans actually appreciate the whole complete package of wrestling. The matches that they put on, the fact that they're in such great shape, that they are good people, that they're human beings putting their bodies on the damn line every single night. Whether it's in front of 10,000 people, 2,000 people, 40 people, or a few hundred people in, in those combat zone wrestling shows, which are garbage, by the way, and I don't care who thinks that. I'm not saying the talents themselves are garbage. The product is garbage. But to pick on female wrestling fans just because they're women, look, guys, just because the last time you got laid, you either had to pay for it, it was from a family member, or you caught a girl while she was sleeping, does not mean that you need to pick on every single woman. Now, yes, that last part, I'm not trying to make jokes about it. Because a lot of these guys wouldn't know how to get laid if a woman actually came onto them. They actually wouldn't know what the hell to do. Because they pick on women because they're so afraid of women. Now, I want to make this clear. There are a lot of guys that'll make just comments, they'll make jokes and that kind of stuff, myself included. And in fact, and I don't want to call them out because they're a really cool person, but at TNA Creative and I got attacked for certain jokes that we made, but they were jokes. And we joke about everything, as do a lot of people in particular groups that I'm part of. Just part of on Twitter. We make jokes, but we make jokes about everything, just about everything when it comes to wrestling because we like to entertain ourselves. And we don't go and be mean-spirited. We just want to have fun. But there are a lot of guys that will attack women. Oh, you're a woman, therefore you're not a real wrestling fan. What the fuck? Women can't be wrestling fans? Who says who? Says who? Who says that women can't be real wrestling fans? Sorry, if a woman appreciates wrestling, that's great. I've met a few women just on Twitter. I mean, quite a few. But a few that I have forged a pretty good friendship with that are wrestling fans. Some that are all the way in the UK that are awesome people. That I'd love to sit down and watch a wrestling show with because they appreciate wrestling. Not because they're a woman that appreciates wrestling, but because they do appreciate wrestling. The fact that they're a woman that appreciates wrestling is just an added bonus because it's like, wow, this is really, really cool. Since I'm not gay, I'm attracted to women, that would be something that's like, okay, that would be really appealing. That's part of the thing where, I doubt I'll ever find somebody. I haven't had a girlfriend in over 6 years by choice. But if I ever found a woman that actually loved wrestling, that would be great. It'd be the ultimate dream, quite frankly. But here's the thing: it's just what about it scares so many guys that women are wrestling fans? Who cares? I mean, it's like, oh, you only like it because of this guy or whatever. You would have no shot with these guys. You would have no shot with these these wrestlers, these male wrestlers. Or the ones that I found out that really get attacked are the female wrestling fans that either like both the men and the women or like strictly the women wrestlers. And there's nothing wrong with that. I want to make that clear. Guys, oh, you like that woman or whatever. She would never go for you. As if the women wrestlers would ever go for a lot of these disgusting, worthless guys that probably couldn't even find their dicks if they had a magnifying glass and were looking down. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous to say that to. It's like I've seen so much stuff, and I've seen guys get attacked or whatever that, oh, you're only watching because you only like women's wrestling because you like the women. Now, or you find them attractive. Now, it is important, in my opinion. Now, just for me, if I'm attracted to certain women's wrestlers, yes, I'm going to pay attention to those matches more. That doesn't mean I won't appreciate the ability of, say, a Sasha Banks, who, again, I'm not attracted to, Alicia Fox, who I'm not attracted to, Nia Jax, who I'm not attracted to, and I want to make that clear. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with them. They just aren't my preferred. I'm not attracted to Naomi, but she's really good in the ring. I'm not attracted to Ember Moon. She's really good in the ring. There are a lot of really good women all around the world that are doing really, really well, that deserve to have fans, whether they're little girls, little boys, whatever, adult men, adult women. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which of the two genders you are. It doesn't matter. It does not effing matter. And it's just, you know what? It's like, I mean, I don't know why I'm censoring myself. Here's my show. It doesn't fucking matter. I don't know why I'm censoring myself. It doesn't matter. In the end, guys, we're all wrestling fans. Guys, if women want to be wrestling fans, guess what? That's a good thing. Women, if guys want to be wrestling fans, that's a good thing. If you guys can't get along because you think, oh, men only like because of this, women only like because of this, then you guys got problems. I mean, seriously. Now, we're all individuals. We're all people that enjoy the sport of professional wrestling, at least the vast majority of us. Some of us are just there. Some people are just there for the eye candy. But if they can get to where they appreciate the matches, then all the better. You have to find something that appeals to your eyes. The appeal starts with feasting with your eyes. If you find the appeal in a certain male wrestler, or a certain number of male wrestlers, or a certain number of female wrestlers, then all the better. And if you start appreciating the athleticism, great. I don't care if you're a man or woman. I don't care if you're an 8-year-old kid or an 80-year-old grandmother. I don't care if you're like, a 90-year-old grandfather that is enjoying with his kids and his grandkids because he grew up on the wrestling. He passed it down to his kids. He passed it down to his kids. That's the kind of stuff that's really, really cool. I had a friend who had a grandmother that I think she's no longer living, but she had traveled the world. Her husband was in the military. She remembered seeing Gorgeous George wrestle. Hearing those stories from her and hearing her stories about watching Lou Thez wrestle Gene Knitsky, that kind of stuff was amazing. Seeing the rise of women's wrestling. I mean, I think she died. I want to say she died last year, and she was still doing. It's like, and I only communicated with him by phone because he was an old school friend. And they live further away, and I talked to her on the phone a bit, and she was, the last few months it was a little hard, but she remembered watching Fabulous Moolah and Mae Young and that kind of stuff. But she said she appreciated what, and because she had the network. Like, her son let her use his network because he lived with them, because he was taking care of the grandparents. And she appreciated since it was last year, she appreciated ones like Asuka and Bailey and women that were good role models too. And of course Asuka, yes, did the adult films and the stuff like that, apparently, back in Japan, which I'm not going to judge her about. I don't care. I'm not going to watch them. Just want to make that clear. But Asuka's a beautiful woman, don't get me wrong, but listening to that was really cool because you got to see her passion. If I remember right, I think she died at 91, actually. The age is kind of, bubble in my head, but she saw a lot, and she saw a lot of wrestling, like, from an early age. And she remembered being very sad about Dusty Rhodes' death. That she saw him grow up in his, that she watched his career as she grew up and as she was an adult and everything, and it was scary that she said she didn't think she would outlive a lot of her favorites. And it was like, same with Ric Flair. Ric Flair, she appreciated a lot of really good talent. That's the whole point. The reason I told you that story is because that's just one facet of a female wrestling fan that really appreciates the sport of wrestling. And that just is something that I just don't, I joke with female friends of mine, that are wrestling fans. I only like the guy because of his looks. But I joke about that because I know that that's not the case. But if people want to say that, or want to be sexist or whatever, it's like, you're not a real wrestling fan because you're a woman. I mean, then these are probably the same guys that are like tweeting like porn stars and tweeting female wrestlers and this kind of stuff. Either A, begging for nudes, which, by the way, guys like that are disgusting. 2, they're talking about how great they are, yet they're here over on right on the same side, knocking female wrestling fans. If you knock enough people, look, it doesn't have to be a sausage fest. It doesn't have to be all guys. It doesn't have to be all women. It's got to be a good mix. Have a good mix. Have the fans enjoy it, whether you're a man or a woman. I don't care. Whether you're gay, straight, bi, I don't care. Whether gay, lesbian, straight, bi, I don't care. If you enjoy wrestling for what it is, good for you. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's really the whole message of this whole thing. Men, don't let women or others, try to beat you down mentally and tell you that watching wrestling is stupid. If you're passionate about it, you keep watching it. I mean, I'm not saying dedicate yourself to it and ignore everybody. I've had to learn not to do that. But if you enjoy wrestling, keep at it and just keep having fun. Keep having fun watching it. Women, if you enjoy wrestling for what it is, if you find the guys good looking but also appreciate the matches, whatever, good. Don't let any guy tell you otherwise. Don't let any of your female friends tell you otherwise. Keep being you. Keep being a wrestling fan. Don't let idiots kill your passion for it. Seriously. You got passion for it, keep watching. Keep watching, keep having fun, that's all. That's really all there is to say. It's just, I'm very just disgusted by a lot of the stuff that I see said to wrestling fans, but especially said to the women. And it's just ridiculous. And also the ones that are said to particular races. And like, that's a whole nother can of worms, but it's just like, black people can only like black wrestlers. I mean, what kind of shit is that? What kind of shit is that? That's just absolute trash. But anyways, just guys, keep being wrestling fans. Like who you like like, boo your favorites, cheer, or cheer your favorites rather. Boo the ones that you don't like. Enjoy that. Don't boo your favorites and cheer your least favorites, because then that's Vince Russo's booking, because Vince Russo knows nothing about wrestling. That's a whole other rant at some point, but that's my opinion on it. Female wrestling fans keep being awesome. Male wrestling fans keep being awesome. Let's be good to each other. Let's enjoy what we're doing. Let's make each company, WWE, New Japan, GFW, PWG, even though, that invisible hand grenade and that kind of crap can go to hell. Companies like that, I don't think Lucha Underground's going to be around much longer because they haven't recorded since late 2016. All companies, indie companies, whatever, companies in the UK, companies in Japan, enjoy them, support them, be passionate about it. Hey, let's make wrestling better. Let's make wrestling better by supporting each other. That's really what life is all about. Because if you don't learn to support each other, then it's pretty ridiculous. Then it's pretty damn ridiculous if we're not going to be there to support each other. Like, I've just never understood that. Honestly, guys, that's all you need to do. That's all we need to do as human beings. Let's support each other as wrestling fans, because if we love it and we are passionate about it, guess what? Other people might appreciate it, come over, and then we build the fan base and we have a great support system about it. Are we all going to be perfect to each other? No. But let's try to at least be decent to each other. So that's what I gotta say. Do you agree, disagree? Like, share, comment, subscribe. My Twitter link is in the description. This has been Real Honesty with Jarmuth Lynn. I'm Jarmuth Lynn, and I will see you soon.